Yo, 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 back with another one on the Stoners podcast. You know what it is. Everybody, when you watch this, spark up your blunt and just relax. Let's watch this react to Flacco, what he got to say about Young Thug, and we're going to have our own thoughts, what we got to say about Young Thug. You did me? You know, it hit kind of different, like J May. Let's get
Fannie Willis got a hard on for Young Thug, and at this point, it's becoming unacceptable. It's very obsessive at this point, bruh. And the obsession grows more and more and more every time Young Thug ends her in L. Chasing clout and fame and trying to be a social media star by indicting Donald Trump and Young Thug at the same time is literally been her downfall. Like that's literally the biggest mistake she's ever made. Because of that, she literally got exposed in court because she brought the RICO against YSL. You know, people began to probe into her private life, and they found out that she was effing on YFN Nut, a high-ranking gang member, aka Young Thug's op.
that right there what I ain't get. Like, how can you prosecute somebody? The court for automatically threw that out. I knew that case was gonna last. That's how them last two defendants got found not guilty. Because you as a prosecutor, like, how you gonna charge me with something because you and that man had relations and you heard that me and him was into it? So of course you have a grudge against me. That's what I'm saying. Like the judge, that folks automatically threw it out in court. But now that go.
And it became very apparent. Oh, she took special interest in this YSL Rico because they took out her ghetto boo, right? Which is just unprofessional, bro. Right? Like you are a literal DA and you was getting your back broken by a high-ranking gang member, and then when he dies, you bring a Rico against his ops. Like it's just stupid, right? And then her bringing a Rico against Trump exposed the fact that she was getting her cheeks clapped by the person that she assigned to handle Trump's case, which is also too very unprofessional because why are you getting your cheeks clapped by your understudy? And then she was forced to take the stand and admit to it. And then they found receipts of payments she gave him, all type of stuff, bro. Like this chick has literally went through hell and got embarrassed. So now she's trying to enact revenge however she can enact revenge. So with Young Thug recently, she tried to revoke his probation. So Young Thug took a plea deal for 15 years of probation, 20 years suspended.
That right there, where I say Young Thug was kind of stupid on that point. You feel me? He kind of stupid to mess with that woman, and I want to say he gonna get into that. So y'all watch this. What Young Thug did.
So if Young Thug has his probation revoked, he goes to jail for 20 years. So she tries to revoke his probation because of this particular tweet. Young Thug called out this other fraud in Fannie Willis' DA office, who also gets her cheeks clapped by high-ranking gang members, which is how she gets her information. And then she comes to court and testifies against them as a quote-unquote gang expert. So Young Thug called her a liar for lying about Lil Baby putting bags on people's heads. So Fannie Willis seen this as apparently a threat to society that's so severe that Young Thug deserved to go back to jail for 20 years. Exclusive on rapper Young Thug. Tonight, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office filed a motion to revoke his probation. The rapper was released on bond last November. We broke the story on WSBTV.com around 8:30 tonight. And Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie joins us now live from the newsroom. Mark, the DA spoke exclusively to you about this motion. Yeah, this concerns the why.
It's crazy how like when you famous, they put you on the news. Like when you people get they probation revoked all the time. Every day somebody just got their shit revoked right now. It's crazy. And they don't put that on the news, but it's Young Thug. That's how you know some bull crap, man. But Young Thug messed up, bro. He shouldn't ever wrote that tweet about that woman or anything. He should have just kept his mouth closed, man. Enjoy your freedom, bro. Enjoy it. For real. I bet you ain't be, you don't see him dressing up like no women no more.
Gang racketeering conspiracy case. Last year, DA Fonnie Willis suggested to us the Senate, perhaps superstar Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, that let him hit the street the night he pled guilty or nolo contendere to all charges he faced, was a sentence which could send him to prison for years if he crossed the wrong line. Now this. If your motion is successful, Young Thug would go to prison. He could.
A new and dramatic verse in the case surrounding music star Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams. A motion from prosecutors at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to revoke Williams' probation. It says, quote, since sentencing, the defendant has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromises ongoing legal proceeding, and warrants immediate revocation of probation. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
What our motion is concerned about is that we certainly believe that his post was to threaten law enforcement, which is all part of gang activity.
This woman is an extreme clout chaser, bro. Can you tell me the last time we seen Fannie Willis in a courtroom doing some work? We haven't. The only time I see Fannie Willis, bro, is on CNN, on the news channels, or on a podcast, bro. This woman is soaking this up, and she knows, bro. Bringing stupid stuff like this against Young Thug is a way to get attention. She knows no judge in their right mind would ever approve this. Right? And he handed her a severe L after she tried to do this to him.
Jeffrey Williams' attorney Brian Steele told me by phone it is never appropriate to be engaged in any type of witness intimidation. It is never appropriate to threaten to murder.
Bro. Look at that face. Look how you looking right there. Bad. Why would you do that? You could have went back to prison for the rest of your life, bro. Right there. You might not get that lucky. The other two got found out guilty. From grace of God, because they got found out guilty because you took that plea. I'm just saying. But at the same time, bro, these people crazy. And old girl, she look even more stupider. She make herself look stupider. Look like a big dummy. You could tell she got like the shitty face on her. Look at her face. She look like she hating. She hating. For real. She a hater. She hate all them Atlanta rappers because doggone. So whoever associate with him, out of there. For real. Not lying.
Other person. The prosecution's motion to revoke Jeffrey's probation should not be well received and should be swiftly rejected. It is irresponsible to file a motion of this sort when Jeffrey has done absolutely nothing, Steele said, to violate any condition of probation or threaten a witness.
We know that it is clear to Mr. Williams that the intent of the district attorney is to stop gang activity in Fulton County, Georgia. We believe the judge's order is clear, and that this is an intentional violation.
The motion.
Gang.
Look at her face. Look at this woman. She look like somebody that's a complete hater. Somebody that she just hurt for real. She was a police, didn't really care about nothing, you feel me, was living her life. Then she fell in love with this thug who she supposed to be trying to lock up, but she fell in love with this dope boy. And then next you know, got crushed. And then next thing you know, the next day he got his head knocked. And then next you know, they like, she just heartbroken. She don't know what to do. So she know all his ops. She about to go at all of them. That's how she looked at it. It's crazy.
Activity in Fulton County, Georgia. We believe the judge's order is clear, and that this is an intentional violation.
The motion says investigator Marissa Viverito is currently testifying in a gang murder hearing and indicates a judge ordered the witness not be shown on TV while testifying, but that a blogger posted on social media she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with a photo of the investigator. The motion says on Tuesday, Young Thug reposted the image, and the post went viral, amassing more than 2 million views. The motion says Viverito's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, exposing them to grave danger, and that hours later, an additional post emerged threatening the assassination of D.A. Willis. The motion alleges Williams' continued association with individuals actively involved in witness intimidation, threats of violence, and obstruction of justice constitutes a clear violation of probation conditions. Now, last year, Ms. Willis suggested to us there was room for accountability in Young Thug's complicated sentence involving 5 years commuted time served, followed by 15 years probation, to be followed by a, quote, backloaded 20-year prison term.
Fannie Willis is the prime example why I don't look at race when it comes to law enforcement, bro. Fannie Willis and her DA office is hella corrupt. And most black folks would believe if you let them know that the mayor is black, the DA is black, some judges are black, they'll probably say, oh, of course you're going to get a fair chance. Of course these black folks understand what you go through in the justice system. They won't try to impose. They won't be corrupt to their own. No, bruh. No. A lot of the times, my bad experiences with law enforcement have came from black cops. Most of the time, my bad experiences with law enforcement personnel have came from black people. Black folks abuse power and is just as corrupt as white folks, bro. But for some reason, we use race when we say, yo, this white cop. No, bro.
It's crazy because the worst people you ever gonna deal with, that's the police, is the black cops. They're the worst people you ever gonna deal with when they the police. I swear. I'm not lying. They the worst people. They the worst people. I want to see the police because it's crazy. The white people, like the white cops, they always let you go, even when we ain't got no insurance. We get it, man. But let that be a black cop. They write you a ticket. Let you run through that yellow light. They write you a ticket. White cops don't care. They do it. They be out there drag racing.
Fannie Willis have an entire black staff. And it's more corrupt than anything you can ever imagine. Yo, the first judge was so corrupt, bro, they had to take him off the stand, right, in his YSL trial. And here's the funny part. The all-black DA office, the all-black city, they're trying to prosecute and send Young Thug back to jail for 20 years over a tweet. But the one person standing in the way, the one person who was interested in protecting Young Thug, who was interested in protecting his constitutional rights, the one person is a white judge. The lady on your right is Judge Whitaker. Now, we affectionately refer to her as YSL Whitaker because she really held it down, bro. When the first judge was being corrupt, out here having secret meetings with certain personnel of the state, trying to collude a witness to testify against Young Thug. Yo, it was a mess. She stepped in and gave Young Thug a fair trial that led to Young Thug essentially beating the case. He just ain't want to wait it out. So they offered him a plea deal mid-trial. But his co-defendant, who didn't take the plea deal, he got found not guilty. So the judge responded back to Fannie Willis' motion to revoke Young Thug's probation. And here's what she had to say. YSL Whitaker very quickly shut this down, right? And she didn't even spend an entire page explaining.
Yeah, because guess what? That motion got revoked quick. Man, they not paying that amount like that. Man, that man already doing 15 years probation. He gonna fuck up one of these times. One of these times he gonna fuck up. So he doing 15 years probation. He gonna do something. They like, look, that we ain't even worried about that. We ain't worried about that. He gonna mess up. For real. I would have never took that deal. We going to trial. On that, we going to trial.
She gave Fannie Willis one paragraph and said, kick it. Right? So YSL Whitaker responded back to Fannie Willis and she stated, upon consideration of the state's April 2nd, 2025 motion to revoke defendant's probation, which alleges a violation of the terms and conditions of defendant's probation for having posted a picture of a particular law enforcement officer with the caption "biggest liar" in the DA office, and defendant's April 3rd response thereto, and having reviewed the terms and conditions of defendant's probation imposed by this court, the court declines to revoke defendant's probation.
Decline.
Violation asserted. Fannie Willis, you should be embarrassed of yourself.
Man.
You should look in the mirror right now, bro, and be disgusted. That this is the life that you chose, to be an absolute sellout. When you ran for the DA office, I could understand wanting to keep the streets clean, wanting to keep gang activities to a minimum. That's cool. I was with you. Bro, y'all know, I was one of her biggest supporters, of course. Lock up all of them. Lock them all up. But when a man goes through the justice system and gets his consequences and take it on the chin, but you continue to harass him, like for what? What are you trying to gain from out of this, bro? You're trying to lock a man up for 20 years over a tweet?
Man.
Listen, you are evil. You're an evil and disgusting human being, bro. So hopefully, hopefully Young Thug survives Fannie Willis the rest of her term, and hopefully she gets voted out, bro. Because this is just trifling behavior, bro.
I swear.
Shout out to YSL Whitaker, man, aka Judge Whitaker, okay? Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? Do you guys feel like Fannie Willis had a point? The Young Thug violated? Or do y'all feel like she just has a hard on for Young Thug, man, because she got embarrassed? Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this.
All right, man. Look, you heard what he said. Let us know in the comments how y'all feel about this. Is she wrong for what she doing, or is she right? But we all know Young Thug was stupid for what he did. Let's get it on the podcast.